Money. Strange thing, isn't it? We chase it, fear it, crave it, and every day we give it more power than it actually has. Yet if you look closely, you'll see something uncomfortable, something almost embarrassing. That money itself is never the problem. The problem is the illusion we build around it, an illusion so strong, so deeply woven into our thinking, that it traps millions of people in poverty. Not because they lack money, but because they lack awareness. Awareness of how the game works, awareness of how the mind works, awareness of how society shaped them long before they ever held a dollar. Money is not a paper, not a number, not gold. It's a belief, a story, a shared myth. But when this myth becomes your master, you become its prisoner. Let's begin with a curious truth. Most people are poor long before they ever become broke. Their poverty begins in the mind, in the stories they inherit, in the fears they learn, in the boundaries they accept without question. The illusion of money is not created by the wealthy. It is created by the fearful, by those who were told that money is scarce, that risk is dangerous, that ambition is arrogance, that wealth is luck, and that wanting more is somehow wrong. So they shrink, they settle, they stay small, because they believe scarcity is real. But scarcity is a lens, not a law. Think for a moment about water. There is more water on this planet than humanity could ever drink. Yet, someone can die of thirst in a desert. Why? Because they're in the wrong environment. Poverty is the same. It is not the absence of money. It is the absence of the environment where money flows. It is the absence of awareness that money is everywhere, circulating constantly, changing forms, moving through millions of hands each second, waiting for someone awake enough to receive it. But people don't see this flow, because they are hypnotized by the illusion of lack. They see money as a distant mountain, a thing to climb someday. When conditions are perfect, when opportunities appear, when someone gives them permission. But money is not a mountain. It is a river, and you step into it the moment you realize. That value, not effort, is what attracts wealth. Let's explore this more deeply. Society teaches you to trade time for money, but time is the most limited thing you have. Once you trade your limited time for limited wages, your life becomes a cycle of limitation, a loop with no escape. Work more, earn slightly more, spend it, repeat. And the illusion whispers, this is normal. This is life. This is what everyone does. So you stop questioning it. You stop dreaming beyond it. You stop seeing that the system was never designed to make you wealthy. Only obedient. The greatest poverty is not financial. It is the poverty of imagination, the poverty of possibility, the poverty of vision. Money has no power over the person who understands abundance, but it owns the person who fears lack. Consider this. A poor man and a rich man walk into the same world each morning. They see the same streets, the same sky, the same opportunities, but one sees scarcity, the other sees potential. One says, I can't afford that. The other asks, how can I afford that? One reacts to life, the other creates life. The illusion of money traps you in poverty. When you believe money is something outside of you, something you must beg for, something given by others, something earned through sacrifice. But money is simply a reflection of the value you bring into the world. A musician creates sound, a painter creates color, a teacher creates clarity, a builder creates shelter, an entrepreneur creates solutions. Value is the source, Money is the echo. The poor chase the echo. The wealthy master the source. Let's speak of fear. Fear is the oldest jailer of the human mind. Fear of failing. Fear of losing. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of trying something new. Fear of stepping into the unknown. People don't avoid wealth because it's hard. They avoid it because it's unfamiliar, because it demands evolution, because it forces them to face their own potential. And the illusion of money grows stronger. Each time, fear wins. But understand this. Poverty is maintained not by the rich, but by fear, by conditioning, by mental prisons disguised as realistic thinking. Be practical. Don't take risks. Play it safe. Stick to what you know. These are chains, made of soft words, spoken by people too afraid to live differently. But the chains are real, until you see through them. Then there is desire, a misunderstood force. Most people desire wealth, but from a place of emptiness, from insecurity, from comparison, from envy. And so, even if they get money, it slips away, because money amplifies who you are. If you are fearful, money will increase your fear. If you are undisciplined, money will magnify your chaos. If you lack purpose, money will deepen your confusion. But if you are clear, focused, grounded, generous, creative, then money becomes a tool, a form of energy you direct consciously. Freedom begins the day you stop chasing money and start expanding yourself, because money flows to the person who becomes valuable, not the person who begs for it. Let's turn to another illusion, one that traps millions, the illusion of just enough to survive, just enough to pay bills, just enough to avoid discomfort, just enough to feel safe. People cling to just enough because it feels stable, predictable, rational. But just enough is a cage disguised as comfort. It is a ceiling painted to look like the sky. When you aim for survival, you never reach abundance. You never unlock creativity. You never discover your potential. Your mind becomes smaller. Your dreams shrink. Your courage dissolves. Just enough is poverty with polite language. You were not born to survive. You were born to expand. Now, let's return to the core illusion, the one almost nobody sees. Money does not create security. Awareness does, skill does, discipline does, creativity does, connection does, value does. Money is simply a shadow, cast by these inner qualities. When your inner world is abundant, your outer world cannot stay poor. When your inner world is scarce, your outer world cannot become rich. People try to fix poverty from the outside, by working harder, saving more, cutting expenses. But true wealth begins within, in the mind, in the beliefs, in the identity. If your identity is rooted in scarcity, you will sabotage abundance. If your identity is built on fear, you will avoid opportunity. If your identity comes from survival, you will never think like a creator. Money is not the goal. Awakening is to wake up from the illusion that money is something external, something separate, something mystical. Because wealth is simply a mirror, reflecting your level of awareness. And here is the final truth, a truth many resist. Poverty dissolves the moment you stop seeing the world as limited. There is infinite money, infinite opportunity, infinite possibility, circulating every day. The question is never, is there enough? The question is, are you open enough to receive it? Money flows to the courageous, the awake, the creative, the resilient, the ones who decide to participate in the dance of life. instead of watching from the sidelines. The illusion of money loses its power. The moment you see that wealth is not something you chase, it is something you cultivate. It grows in your thinking, in your actions, in your habits, in your identity. Change the inner, and the outer has no choice but to follow. So ask yourself today, not how much money you have, but how much awareness you have. Not how wealthy your bank account is, but how wealthy your mind has become. Because the truth is simple. You are not trapped by money. You are trapped by the illusion of money, and the door of that prison has been open all along. Just step through, awaken, see clearly, and watch how abundance begins to flow. The moment you stop fearing it,